Hey guys, how's it going? As always, it's Grayson here at TMC Gaming, and today we're going to be talking about Assassin's Creed Origins. It released just a few days ago and I've been playing it a ton. As you know, a few months back I did do a video called Assassin's Creed Origins, the good, the bad, and the ugly, where I talked about what I was looking forward to in the new game and what I didn't think seemed too cool. There will be a card in the top right corner so you can check that out if you haven't already. Well, now that the game's out and I've been able to get my hands on it, I can finally tell you what I think about it and whether or not I think it's worth the purchase. Keep in mind that just like always, this is my personal opinion, and I would love to hear yours too, so go ahead and scroll to the comments section and let me know what you think of the game so far. Origins is the newest game in the legendary Assassin's Creed series. They used to release a new game every year, but after the release of Syndicate, the developers took a year off to really work hard on making Assassin's Creed Origins the best Assassin's Creed they could develop, and it really shows. In my opinion, you can really see the love they have put into this game. Both Unity and Syndicate would often bore me. I enjoyed them, but I could only play them for an hour or so before getting bored and switching games for a bit. So far, Origins has pulled me in and kept me extremely entertained. As soon as you start the game, the action begins. Origins opens into an action-packed cutscene that transitions you into taking control of Bayek and beginning the combat tutorial. Within moments, you fall through the floor and into ancient ruins. Soon after this, you defeat your first enemy and begin exploring to find your way out of the ruins. This time around, the Assassin's Creed developers are going for a whole new experience when it comes to the combat. In previous Assassin's Creed games, the combat consisted of you basically using two buttons to either attack or counter. You would then rinse and repeat until all of your targets were killed. In Origins, I really do feel like I could be playing a Souls game at times. While the game itself is not as difficult as Dark Souls, I feel like the combat is very reminiscent of it. The combat now focuses on dodging until you can find an opening in an enemy's defense and then attacking when you see a chance. Not only that, but now the fighting system relies on balancing blocking enemies' attacks and both heavy and light attacks. Personally, I find the new combat system be really fun and a nice change of pace. One thing I was worried about when we learned the new game would be more of an RPG and less of an action-adventure game was the enemy levels. I was worried that some enemies would not die when they should if they were too high of a level compared to you. This is, well, true. If an enemy is too high of a level above you, your weapon often only does 1 damage. Even headshots with an arrow will often leave an enemy standing if they are more than 3 levels above you. This does disappoint me. I wish they would have kept it closer to the real world in that aspect, but I can live with this. As long as you keep yourself leveled well compared to the quests you're doing, you should be okay and won't run into too many problems. And from what I've seen, it's not hard to stay equally leveled to the area you're in, or even greater, as I seem to be gaining levels fairly regularly. The game world is massive, and in my opinion gorgeous. While it can seem a bit dull at times because of all the sand, I do find myself constantly entertained, and I haven't become bored once since I started the game up the first time. I know it seems like almost all I'm saying is praise for this game, and that's because I think it's great, but with all pros there will be some cons, and Origins does have some. When it comes to the story, I do feel that it's good, but it is kind of confusing. It starts in the present time that you play in, and then flash back, and then goes back to the present, and it never really explains what is happening too well. Why is Bayek on his journey for revenge? Well, we kind of find out in the first flashback, but I feel like the pacing of the story would have gone much better if the game had just begun where the flashback started and used that as kind of an intro. If they had done that, I think the story would have made more sense. In the game's defense though, I have been so busy exploring and doing side quests that I haven't progressed too far into the story, so I'm hoping it will become much more clear as the game progresses. So just a few closing statements. I know when the beta footage released, I guess it was beta footage or alpha footage, when the game was first announced, there were some worries about the animations. When Bayek would dodge, it would kind of look like he was roller skating across the sand, which, you know, 1, he doesn't have roller skates, 2, you can't roller skate in sand, so it's just weird. And he would just slide across the floor. It did not look good. That was fixed when the game finally released. Like when I got my hands on it, that was the first thing I tried was the dodge. And he no longer does that. He actually kind of like jumps, which I guess it looks more like, it does look like a dodge. It's physically possible. It's not as fast as it was, and instead of sliding, like he actually moves. Like it looks nice. So no more worries about that. And all in all, I think Assassin's Creed Origins is pretty good. If you have always enjoyed Assassin's Creed, then you will definitely love this game. And if you enjoy RPGs but have never tried an Assassin's Creed game, then I think this might be the gateway game to get into the series. I know I'm going to be putting a ton of hours into this game, and I'm really excited to see what's coming next in the series. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like and a comment down below letting me know what you think of the game. Until next time, guys, thank you for viewing TMC Gaming.